my friends. My name is Ariana Pinner, and I'm here today to speak a little bit with you about mental health, emotional health, and the ways in which we can proactively look after ourselves so that it doesn't spiral to a worst case scenario. So, a lot of the work that I do in my life is really about prevention. And I look at my mental and emotional health as a priority. This means that I get enough exercise, I meditate daily, I sleep as much as I can, and I take care of my emotions. And it all starts with just basic, simple practices that at times can seem a little bit tedious, but if taken care of daily, you will find that it yields great results. Even though the suggestions that I'm providing in this video are not all free, they are lower cost than if we don't take care of our health in this way. And of course, there are a lot of free resources as well, which I'm sure that you can research and find on your own. But I wanted to share some reputable sources that I myself use in my own practice and that I support my clients with as well. Granted, they're not free, and granted, they do cost an upfront payment, but if you use them daily, you will find that it is so worth it in the long run. So the first one is Headspace, which is an app, a meditation app. Now, Headspace sounds like it's just a meditation app, and I have had Headspace on my phone since its inception, which is almost 10 years ago now. But they have developed their app so well. So it doesn't only contain meditations. And when I talk about meditations, there are hundreds and hundreds of meditations that can support you for various things that you're going through in your life. So for example, you may be experiencing stress or overwhelm or something that's going on in your life that's specifically causing you distress. You can look it up on the app and you'll find that there are meditations that will support you through that. What I love personally is that there's a 365-day meditation program. So you just press next day and you go through the meditation that they offer you. And it's a 20-minute meditation. So you're just going by day and everything's provided to you. You don't have to think about it. But there are, of course, ways in which you can support yourself emotionally or mentally with things that are going on in your life. What I also love about this app is that it's a very basic meditation practice. It's a mindfulness meditation practice, which is to say that there's nothing spiritual or woo-woo or mystical about it. It's just simply teaching you how to focus your mind on specific things, different techniques that show you how to calm the monkey mind. So very simple, very basic. And then, of course, it goes into more advanced practices depending on what your level of comfort is. The other thing about this app is that they have soundscapes, dreamscapes, they have focus music, they have movement practices. It's just such an incredible app, and I highly recommend that you take a look at it. They have a 7 or 10 day free period, and then after that you pay for the year. And because I've been a member for thus long, they've provided me with a link for 30% off for anybody who chooses to sign up. In fact, they sent that same link to me and I used it to sign up for this year. In Australian dollars, it works out to be $97, I think it is, but everything's down here. Wherever the copy is, there's a link that shows you exactly how to sign up. And so it is a little bit more expensive than, finding meditations on YouTube, but I find that there's a barrier to entry on some days where I'm like, I don't even know what to choose. And then I get so caught up in the choosing process that I don't even meditate. And so what I love about this app is that it keeps everything nice, ordered. It's succinct and you know exactly what you're going in for each day. You can set up reminders if that's your thing. And I really recommend Headspace. I think it works out to 27 cents per day. Yeah. And there's also really cool explanations for your kids as well. And good little animations and things like that. So highly recommend Headspace. So it looks like this. I don't know if you can see that. whole bunch of different things per day. So super simple, so easy. Okay, so that's number one. Number two is how to get in touch with your emotions. So now what we take care of the mind, now we want to get in touch with our emotions. And so one of the apps that I have found to be so instrumental in me understanding my emotions and being able to learn how to use my essential oils for specific emotions has been the Emotions and Essential Oils app. Again, this is a paid app. I find that it's just so easy to pick up my phone and type in an emotion that I'm feeling, or maybe I have a specific oil that I'm working with that I want to understand what the emotional properties of that oil are, or I'm feeling some discomfort in my physical body and I'm looking to relate that either to an emotion or an oil that I use to support that part of my body. It targets those three specific areas: the body, the oil, and also the emotion. And so I found that this is really helpful, especially if this is kind of new to you, getting to know your emotions, learning how to work with your emotions. What I have found is that some people don't even know how to not only locate their emotion in their body, but how to name an emotion. And so by working through this practice daily, you come to a point where you are asking yourself some really good questions about the way you're feeling, where you're feeling it, and how you're feeling it so that you can move through the emotion as opposed to suppress it or repress it. Now, I call this like one of the best preventions ever, because if you suppress or repress your emotions, what they do is they lodge themselves in the physical body and they create dis-ease or disease, which of course over a period of time can wreak havoc on your system and your body in general. So this is really important practice. Getting to know your emotions is not just some fluffy thing that we do to take up our time. It's imperative to our health and our well-being that we learn how to work out with our emotions in this way. Okay. And then the third thing that I have to offer is a free app. Yay. It's called Phases of the Moon. We are nature. We are made up of a lot of water. And if you watch the ocean, the tides rise and recede according to the moon and its phases. It's no wonder that we also react to the moon and its phases. And I find this app really helpful to remind me that when the full moon is and when the new moon is, because there are certain rituals that I would do on a full moon versus a new moon, depending on what you subscribe to. And there are many different ways in which you could do these techniques, and you can find your own. There's so much information online about following moon phases and how to make the most of it according to you and your own body. But one of them, I'll just explain two of them. So if you're in a menstruating body, if you're not, you can follow the moon and its cycles. But quite often what we will find is there's a connection between the full moon and where we are in our cycle. And that cycle will continue quite possibly throughout your life. By knowing where you are in your personal cycle and in the moon cycle, you can marry those two up together and work with the moon and its phases, as well as your body and its phases. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that if you're not in a menstruating body and or you're not interested in working with it in that way, you could look at the moon and consider that when it's full moon, you would be more energetic. It's a really good time to be more active in your community, do more things in and around your social calendar. And then the new moon is a time where you retreat, regress, and go inwards. And we do a lot of writing and burning on the new moon and a lot of manifestation on the full moon. Some very basic practices with these three apps that, in my opinion, are super low cost because of all of the incredible results that I've yielded with their use and by using them over my time. I really hope that you enjoy them as much as I do. And if you've got any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Let me know how you're going with it. You can tag me on Instagram. I'm at Ariana Pina. Bye for now.